In this video, you will learn about what happens when a person violates the university's academic integrity policy. You'll learn about the procedures for dealing with allegations of academic misconduct, as well as the sanctions that may be imposed if the allegation is found to be true. If you're accused of academic misconduct of any sort, including cheating on an exam or in an assignment, plagiarizing, lying about an illness, and so on, you will need to meet with your instructor and, in some cases, an academic integrity committee or your dean. Once an instructor determines that some form of misconduct has likely occurred, they will decide if it is a minor offense or a major offense and whether the formal or informal procedure must be followed. This decision is based on several things, including the weight of the assignment or assessment, the nature of the assessment, and if there are prior allegations of academic misconduct. You will get a fair hearing, but there's no excuse for cheating in any way. Remember, even if you didn't plan to cheat or plagiarize, you are responsible for all your actions and for every piece of work handed in with your name on it. In general, the university follows certain procedures. For an informal procedure to be used, there must be no prior allegation. The assessment must be worth 25% or less of the course grade, and the assessment cannot be a test or a final exam. For the formal procedure, there must have been one or more previous allegations. The assessment must be worth more than 25%, or the assessment is a test or final exam. If the informal procedure is followed, the student meets with the instructor to discuss the allegation. If the instructor determines that an offense did not occur, the case goes no further. If the student admits to the allegation, then the instructor and student agree on a sanction or consequence. An agreement form is signed by both the student and the instructor, which is then sent to the appropriate university offices. However, if the student and instructor do not agree on either the offense or sanction, then the case is sent to the Faculty Academic Integrity Committee for the formal procedure. Once a student and an instructor come to an agreement and sign the form, the student is no longer able to appeal the decision because they've already agreed to it. If the formal procedure is followed, the instructor sends all relevant information supporting their allegation to the Faculty Academic Integrity Committee. The committee reviews the material and contacts the student to set up a meeting, which may be in person or online. During the meeting, the student provides their information and an explanation of what happened. The members of the committee will discuss all the relevant details with the student, then the student will leave the meeting. The committee members will further discuss the case in order to make a determination, or they may ask for further information to help in making a decision. Once a decision is made, the Faculty Academic Integrity Committee will inform the student, the instructor, the dean of the faculty in which the offense occurred, and the registrar's office of the decision and any sanctions. Students are able to appeal this decision. Sanctions are determined based on the seriousness of the misconduct, whether any previous violations of academic integrity has occurred, the level of responsibility taken by the student, along with other contextual factors. The nature of the sanction will increase in severity when a student has committed more than one academic misconduct offense. So students may have one or more of the following sanctions imposed upon them. There may be any penalties that have been identified by the instructor in the course syllabus, so some instructors may detail what sanctions will be imposed if there are any violations of academic integrity in a particular course. A written reprimand is the minimum sanction that might be imposed, followed by resubmission of the piece of academic work with the potential of a reduction in grade. Now, depending on the nature of the offense, you may be allowed to resubmit your assignment without penalty, or you may be allowed to resubmit with a grade deduction imposed, since it really is your second chance at completing it. Another sanction is mandatory participation in an educational activity, such as an academic integrity tutorial or a writing workshop. You may be asked to complete a remedial academic activity that is comparable to, but is not more than, the level of work entailed in the initial assignment or activity. So this would be a new assignment or test rather than a resubmission of the original one. Now, more serious sanctions might include a failing grade for the academic work or for the course. Sometimes students will receive a failing grade for the course and have a notation of why there is that failing grade on the student's official transcript. What this means is that if you are applying for graduate school or law school, it will be in your record. When students are caught with more than one violation or the violation is very severe, they may receive disciplinary probation for a period of at least one term, either fall or winter, and up to the remainder of their registration in their current level of study, as might be appropriate in the circumstances. Furthermore, in the case of threats, harassment, or damage to property, a student may receive a restraining order or a requirement for monetary restitution, so paying a fine. Students may also be suspended from attending a course, a program, a faculty, or the full university, and have a notation placed in the student's official transcript. The most significant sanctions include permanent dismissal or expulsion from a program, a faculty, or the university with a notation on the student's official transcript, and the expunging of grades or revoking of degrees with a notation on the student's transcript. Having your degree revoked or grades expunged will occur if you've already received your degree but are found to have cheated in any way during your time at university. The policy also leaves room for other sanctions to be applied as may be appropriate. In summary, allegations are dealt with by either the course instructor or a faculty academic integrity committee. In both cases, students have an opportunity to state their case. Once an allegation is made, students are unable to drop the course until after a decision has been made. When an allegation is found to be true, sanctions are imposed based on the severity of the violation of academic integrity and based on the student's level of responsibility, as well as other contextual factors. You can find more details about the procedures and sanctions in the appropriate policies. In the end, you can avoid any possibility of sanctions by being diligent in ensuring that you maintain honesty and integrity in all your work as a student.